So if you've clicked on this video, then you're probably wondering why I've lost 30 pounds, but still feel like I want to quit. So stay tuned and you'll find out. So first of all, I'd just like to say, if you could please subscribe below. Every time you hit that red button and the bell button, it helps me out, so I appreciate that. Hi guys, welcome back. Yeah, so week 8, you'd look at it and think, oh yeah, he's doing really well, you know, must be smashing it, you know, everything's going well. But of course it wasn't. You know, just because I was losing the weight don't mean that I wanted to continue, don't mean that, you know, that I should continue. At the end of the day, I was 30 pounds down, but I was ready just to give up and just carry on back to drinking Coke, you know, and stuff like that. And to be honest, that was one of the things that happened. You know, I started drinking Coke, so I started, you know, putting strains and pressure on myself because I felt, oh, why am I doing this again? You know, I've lost 30 pounds, stuff like that, which then continued into me getting stressed. And stress is such a big thing. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, how you feel, stress starts coming into your life. You know, all these things that become hard, or things that are hard, which fitness and eating healthy and, you know, like I said, going to the gym and losing weight is a hard thing. It's not an easy thing. You need to be in the right mindset. You know, because the stress was coming on, the mindset went, and my head weren't in it no more. My head was not in the game anymore. And therefore, no matter how much pounds, I could have lost 60 pounds, but at that precise moment, I just wanted to give up. It was the easier option, shall I say, than to still get up in the morning, you know, not in the right mindset, to go out for that run when I finish work. But, you know, stress comes in all different forms. My stress was work and the pressure. And of course, everyone has this stress, and that's money. You know, coming up to Christmas, you know, wanting to be able to buy my daughter's Christmas presents and still need to pay the bills, but the work just wasn't, the work was coming in, but I had so many outgoings that I just wasn't seeing any of the money, and it just got on me again. You know, I've had a bad couple of years lately, you know, I won't go into that with personal things. You know, I don't want to get the old little violin out, world's smallest violin. I'm not saying fitness helped me. I'm not saying fitness solved me. Fitness just occupied my mind a bit and helped me get back on my normal path, you know. But it doesn't take much to then fall back into those dark places. You know, driving home, you know, all these bad memories come back, and, you know, everything that was negative in my life prior was all starting to come back. So therefore, again, got me, I was drinking more Coke. Seems like that's my comfort thing. You know, I don't go and eat chocolate bars and stuff like that, just drink Coke. Then I'm thinking week 8, then it got to week 9, then week 9.5, and I was coming up to 10 weight, and I wasn't dropping any weight, but I wasn't gaining weight. So to be honest, that probably was my saviour. That's what kept me going. That's what kept that's what, like I said, the mindset was going, or pretty much gone, but the fact is I hadn't put on weight. It helped that little bit more to keep me going, if that makes sense. I'm saying if I was losing weight, I probably would have quit, you know. So that doesn't mean that you should quit just because of that, but that was the point I was at. You know, I'm now on week 11. So I've jumped in there and I'm still going. I've just been for a run. I'm feeling rough and ill. I wouldn't say I'm back on it 100%. So week 8 was like, started going downhill, and now week 11, you know, I wouldn't say I'm back on it 100%. I'm still not eating great, but I'm still finding that willpower, that little bit of energy to get up in the morning and go and do the gym, or get up in the morning like this morning on Saturday and go for that, you know, 7-mile run. Doesn't matter how bad things get, right? See, right, sorry, finish what I was saying then, did I? But what I'm trying to say is, I'm putting the extra pressure on myself. Phone's going mental. I'm putting the extra pressure on myself because I was thinking, I'm on a 12-week program. I want to be the best weight I can be at the end of that 12 weeks. So sometimes these programs can be like that, because you do put the pressures on yourself. You set yourself a goal weight, comes near the end of it, you have a few bad weeks, and then you think, I'm not ever going to get nowhere near my goal, so therefore you quit and you stop the diet completely. But don't do it. Well, you know, this 12 weeks are up, I can carry on. I put the extra pressure on myself, because when I say I want to do something, if I don't do it, it depresses me and gets me angry. If you do have 2 bad weeks, 3 bad weeks, and you do put on another kilo, another 2 kilos, don't quit. Just carry on. Just slog it out. It will get good again. It will come back. Like I said, it's good again for me, but not 100%. But I'm still here, and I haven't given in. Yes, I've had the bad nights where I've had some carbs where I shouldn't, be having. And to be honest, my diet is the worst thing of this, of this program as such. Steve keeps banging on about me. Write it down, put it in MyFitnessPal, post it in the group, because then when you do have that can of Coke, or you do have that slice of pizza, you think twice the next time, because you know that people have seen that you've had it. So it makes sense, but that's my worst. I've got the drive, I've got the mental strength most of the time. But when it comes to prepping and food and stuff like that, I just can't grasp it yet. But that's something I need to improve on. But again, that's not getting me down so much. I've put the pressure on myself with my weight goal, so I think I set my goal too high. Maybe I should have had like a reserve one, got to a certain point and then thought, right, now I can improve. Whereas I set my finishing goal weight far too high from the start. Maybe that's another video of why we all know why we should set goals, but you don't want to go too ambitious with your goals, because you do put that extra pressure on yourself. And in time scales, you need to have smaller goals with the time scales, but realistic goals. And the goal I set is realistic, because I've done it before, but that was like 4 years ago. I'm nearly 40 now. I have to train different. I still want to train like I'm 19 years old, and I still feel I can at the moment. When I put the effort in, I put the effort in. And this My Zone thing that I've now got really does help. Like the other day on the boot camp, I was like, I can't get in the red. So then Steve, the one who runs Fitness Flex, started beasting me, and every time he was beasting me and like showing me how to do it and when to do it and when to push, I was in the red all the time. So always learning. Yeah, so tiredness is another big thing that I'm really struggling with at the moment. Another reason why, everything, this is all combined, is why the reason why I was feeling like I wanted to quit. But yeah, tiredness, I'm struggling to get up in the morning. I am getting up at 5:15 on Mondays. I haven't really been many Mondays, but on Wednesdays and Fridays. So I'm finding it hard, because then I go to work straight after. So maybe that's down to my diet. It's not helping. I'm just tired and I've not got the energy. Going to bed at night is another major thing. I should be going to bed at 10 o'clock when I'm getting up at that sort of time in the morning, but I'm not. I sit and play FIFA with my brother till like 12 o'clock. So yeah, it's gonna be hard, and I'm gonna be tired, because I'm not getting 8 hours. I'm getting 5 hours sometimes, and then doing a full day's work and not getting back till 6, 7 o'clock. So yeah, common sense, isn't it? Go to bed early, you'd be less tired. But again, it's another thing on top of the stress, on top of the worry, on top of the anxiety, on top of, there's not depression there, but I'm stacking stuff up at the moment, So yeah, tiredness is a big thing. Easy fix on that one, go to bed early, I guess. But again, it all ties in, doesn't it? Like I said, I'm stressed, I'm angry, I'm anxious, I'm worrying about not meeting my weight, I'm worrying that I'm eating rubbish, I'm drinking Coke again. So therefore I'll sit up and play FIFA all night, you know. Getting fit and getting healthy is not just an overnight fix. It's a, you know, this is going to be a lifetime change, you know. So it's not going to happen overnight, and you're going to have your bumps in the road, but it's how you deal with those bumps, I guess, and carrying on. Yeah, so another reason is injuries. That's another thing that can play on your mind, and that's another reason why I wanted to quit, you know. So I had that that charity boxing match on week 6. So it didn't affect me for 2 weeks, but I just thought, because I had the injury to my thumb, so therefore I just thought, oh, I'll be fine, you know, it's just a little bit of a sprain and stuff like that. You know, I didn't really go that week, but I wasn't feeling like I wanted to quit. Then I started getting back into it, and I was doing my weights and stuff like that, and I could feel the pressure on the thumb, you know, and I was like, guys, 2 weeks, you know, my thumb should be fine. Yeah, it might sound like a small injury, and you know, how can a thumb stop you from doing it? But I then felt on certain exercise I couldn't put the effort in, so therefore again it then all started again stacking up. So, and this is another thing that led to me building those negative points, I guess, and then it all come into one big ball, and that was it, not interested and losing interest and stuff like that. So yeah, so the injury was another thing that stacked on top of one of the other problems. Therefore these problems are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But when you do get a niggle and an injury and stuff like that, you need to then be smart about it. So maybe take 2 days off, because that might improve it. Whereas I didn't take really much time off with the injury. So yeah, I didn't do fitness, but I was working and I was sword fighting on a film set. Therefore my thumb was getting no rest, no chilling, and again that was long hours. So again it all started adding up, and I think, to be honest, that might have been when I started drinking a little bit of Coke to give me my energy. Yeah, just taking a few days off sometimes is better than training with a niggle or an injury, in my opinion. But with my mindset and my military background, little niggles and injuries and stuff like that, you just got to fight through the pain and carry on, which sometimes is not the best way, because that injury might not get better. You know, taking that time off will be a world of good for that injury. You know, my brother's the same. He's twisted his ankle now at this precise moment on one of the runs he done the other week, the one that I couldn't find him on. Yeah, he twisted his ankle, and it was like a balloon and bruised and hot. To be honest, I thought he broke it, but he's finding it so hard. Like, now he can walk on it, so he's like, oh yeah, I could be running again soon. But the injury was horrible. It's doing him the world of the good not running, you know, as much as he's like hating it. But he is finding it hard to just sit on the couch and not go for a run and stuff like that. That's the time where you need to maybe improve your eating even better when you're not doing the fitness. Yes, have a few days off, don't eat rubbish, and you shouldn't gain no weight. He has pigged out a little bit, but he can lose it quickly anyway, because he's like that anyway. But yeah, so it is hard to sometimes take a step back and just say, right, I need to have a few days off here and try and let this niggle or this injury like get better. And maybe that's what I should have done. But again, it was work, so I couldn't rest it that way. Then I went back to the gym, and a lot of the injuries, but to be honest, you know, the instructors on some of the injuries that I couldn't do or feel like my thumb was giving me the right stroke, they would change the exercise, but again, I still wasn't resting it. So maybe at that point I should have had a few days off the gym and the boot camps and gone and done some runs, you know, because there's no excuse. I can't say I can't run with a bad thumb, can I? So sometimes you need to maybe do a little direction change or have the time off, like we said, depending on what injury it is. But yeah, again, like I said, injuries really played on my mind, and that was another thing that then stacked on top for a reason why I wanted to quit. Yeah, so I hope some of that information you found useful and interesting, and hearing it actually from someone that went through that struggle and lost all that weight but still wanted to quit. Again, this is my experience. You know, everyone's different. Stress, we all get stressed, don't we? You know, it's how you deal with it, and I don't deal with it very well. And then when I don't deal with things very well, I just go to my comfort food, or drink, shall we say, which is Coca-Cola. And then once I've got back addicted to Coca-Cola, it's so hard to come back off it again. You know, and people might go, oh yeah, you can stop drinking Coke easy and stuff like that, but you don't, you get addicted to it. I guess it's the same for some people who are smokers out there. I'm sure it's not to the same intensity, or, you know, but in a way that Coke is my Coke to me is like fags are to someone else, I guess. You know, at one point I couldn't live without Coke. I was drinking 2 litres a day, you know, minimum. You know, then I cut it down and stuff like that. At the moment I've been doing like 2 cans a day, which again is a lot of Coke, but again it's come down from where I used to be. So yeah, money stresses us out, work stresses us out. To be honest, we're always going to have stress in our lives, but you need to find that passion, that hobby, that sport that de-stresses you. And we all know this. Yeah, so sometimes you need to just go and do it and de-stress. I wouldn't say fitness de-stresses me. Like I said, at the moment, well, not at the moment because I'm recording this later, but at that moment where I was stressed, doing fitness was making me more stressed because I wasn't getting results that I wanted. But I'm like anyone else, and I'm sure, you know, I'm sure every single person says this, like you go for a run and then you go back and you look in the mirror, or you stand on the scales and you're like, why have I not dropped a stone, you know? Obviously that's a bit extreme, but we all do 1 or 2 runs or 1 or 2 boot camps and then expect to be skinny. We don't. In reality we all know it doesn't, but I know that. I know you have to put 3, you know, I've had to put 3 months in, you know, to lose certain weight. I'm not going to tell you what I've lost or what I've gained. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, so I've had to put time and effort in like anyone else does to drop the weight. It comes off slower. You know, first couple of weeks it does come off fast, or it can come off fast. Sometimes you have to put weeks and months in to like see good results. But like I said, we all do a run or do 1 week's worth of training and then go look in the mirror and disappoint ourselves because we're not, it's not obvious. But I have had that, and to be honest, a good thing for me was my start picture. And like I said, I'd done a 4 week, then I'd done a 6 week, then I'd done me 8 weeks, and you could just see it. Even though looking in the mirror I wasn't seeing it, but when you put those pictures side to side, God, do you see it? So, you know, I suppose if you take anything from this, then man up. No, I'm joking. That's what I need to do. Yes, I guess what I need to say is I need to just man up basically and finish this program and smash it, and then continue on after the program and not worry about timescales and stuff like that, as long as I'm always going forward, falling forward. You know, that's the motto. Yeah, so that's what I need to do. I just need to stay with it, and I'm at the point now, I'm like 1 week off. You know, my weight loss could be better, it could be worse, but I'm like 1 week off, 1 week and 2 days off my final weigh-in now. And like I said, week 8 I was ready to quit, definitely 100% ready to quit. Well, I probably wasn't 100% ready to quit, because if I was 100% I would have quit, but I was very close. You know, that time getting up in the morning, boom, I was just like, oh, I'm just done. I'm done with this. You know, I'm done with this getting up early mornings. I'm done with feeling tired. I'm done with not allowed Coke in my life. You know, I'm done with not having chips. You know, so I was just gonna, like I said, wrap it all in just because of all that. But I didn't. I stuck with it, and I'm so glad I did. Like I said, I know I could have done better, but I looked back at my pictures again the other day, and I was having a fat day. I was feeling really fat, and I wasn't 100% happy with them. I was like, oh no, that doesn't look like I've lost there. Oh, I still look fat there. Oh look, still a little dark line under there where the belly's bulging over. But Joe was like, no, you don't. You look better there. You look more like you're toning in those spots. Yeah, okay, you might still have a little bit around your belly, but you're shaping. You're getting a shape to you. So I then done a picture like that, and I'd done one 4 weeks prior like that, and I put them together, and yeah, I noticed it then. You know, the definition in my arms and my shoulders and my chest and stuff like that. So it boosted me again. We all have the days where we feel fat, but again, take a picture and then pull it next to the one that you done at the start of your training, or the start when you know, or one from a year ago. You know, it doesn't even have to be like I said, in a program like I'm doing. Like, I was looking through my photos today after the run. I was just sitting in the gym, and obviously it's a shame I can't show you it because I'm not wearing much at all. I'm not wearing anything, to be honest. I don't know why I done it. It was on holiday, so it was just before I first done my first rat race, and I know for a fact I wasn't as heavy on holiday as I was when I started this transformation, but I looked a lot fatter from my day one progress picture, a lot fatter. It's a shame I can't show that one. So I wondered, just doing those 3 runs, if it just helped to tighten it up. Although I put on more weight, it just brought it in a little bit. But yeah, so just go back and look at old pictures. It's such a motivational, like, kickstart, no matter how bad you're feeling. And like I said, I've had a lot of them over the last few weeks. And I'll tell you a good one to do is, I'll post them in the link below. I'll link them below. The two pages, the 2 channels that I've been watching. I'm sure you've seen them before, but all the motivational videos and the speeches and stuff like that, boom, does that get you going.